The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. An unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. To find yourself, think for yourself. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference from the poem The Road Not Taken. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The best way out is always through. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought, and the thought has found words. Freedom lies in being bold. A poem begins as a lump in the throat, a sense of wrong, a homesickness, a love sickness. I'm not confused, I'm just well mixed. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Time you enjoy wasting was not wasted. I believe in everything until it's disproved, so I believe in fairies, the myths, dragons, it all exists, even if it's in your mind. Who's to say that dreams and nightmares aren't as real as the here and now? You don't need anybody to tell you who you are or what you are. You are what you are. Count your age by friends, not yours. Count your life by smiles, not tears. Reality leaves a lot to the imagination. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We're more popular than Jesus now. Love is the answer, and you know that for sure. Love is a flower. You've got to let it grow. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and star. To see what is right and not do it is want of courage. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. The superior man is satisfied and composed. The mean man is always full of distress. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. 2 things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. There is a kind of magicness about going far away and then coming back all changed. One's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things. To choose doubt as a philosophy of life is akin to choosing immobility as a means of transportation. In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Nothing in the world is ever completely wrong. Even a stopped clock is right twice a day. When will the lesson be learned? You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. At some point, you've got to decide for yourself who you're gonna be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident.